Hello, 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 hello again. Welcome to Verbling. I am teacher Oakley. And in this class, we are going to talk about conditionals and conditional statements. We're going to look at the different types of conditionals, look at examples of how we express if then or hypothetical situations. If this, then I would do that, or I could do that, or I might that. So we'll might do that. We'll look at the modals, and after we do that, I'll be asking you guys some questions that will actually kind of hopefully require you to use conditional statements to answer the question. I'm not sure why my video's not playing, but anyway, hi, Tharcisio again. Hello, nice to have you back.
Hi.
Hi, again.
It's raining for me.
It's what?
Raining. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, where you are, where are you again? Tharcisio?
Hey.
Where are you again?
I'm in Brazil.
Okay, right. I knew that. Do you have a rainy season where you are?
Yes, we are starting winter, so we are getting really rainy days.
Okay. All right. What do you do if it rains all day?
I just chill, relax, sleep.
Okay.
I like rainy days because of this.
All right. Well, I was trying to get you to answer me with a conditional. If it rains all day, then I just lie around and sleep like that. Trying to get you to introduce the topic.
If it rains,
Yeah.
oh my God.
It's okay. That's all right. It was a trick. I was trying to trick you. Hello, Bolo. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine.
Nice to have you in the class. Bolo, where are you from?
I am from Colombia.
From Colombia. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. All right, and hello, all you viewers out there. Don't be shy. Come on in and join us. All right. I am going to be talking to you guys. I'm going to jump in now. I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to talk to you guys about, basically, we can talk about three types of conditional statements. Okay. All right. First of all, basically, conditional number one. We often refer to this as well, sometimes you'll just hear it called the first conditional, or sometimes you'll hear it called the real conditional, because it is used for real or definitely physically in our universe possible situations. These situations take place if a certain condition is met. In the conditional one, we often use unless. Okay, so you will hear unless. Conditional, by the way, just to begin with. What does the word mean? If something is conditional, it means that in order for B to happen, A has to happen first. Okay, so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about situations where B can't really happen until A happens, and there's different situations where that actually occurs. The first is real, the real conditional. Again, we often use unless, and we talk about sometimes we talk about it in a positive way, sometimes in a negative way. Examples here. If it rains, we will stay at home. There's a very, very simple conditional, which I was actually trying to get Tharcisio to give me in the beginning of class. That's exactly what I was trying to get you to do. Okay, which you did the second try. All right, that's the most simple kind of a conditional. If this happens, then we will do whatever. And again, we often use unless. He will arrive late unless he hurries up. So the condition will not be met unless he hurries up. Okay, this will happen. He will arrive late. He won't be on time. So this is kind of a negative conditional. Peter will buy a new car if he gets his raise. Okay, so B, Peter will buy a new car, will not happen unless he gets his raise. So in other words, often I can change if or unless. I can change the sentence structure around and end up with this really the same meaning. Okay, can you maybe you guys can give me an example of a simple conditional? What is something going on in your life? Or, you know, like if it keeps raining, I'll sleep. So Tharcisio already gave me his. Maybe you can give me an example of a real condition, not a hypothetical, okay, not something like if I win the lottery, but something that's real and quite possible. Not
okay. Can I?
Yeah. Please.
Can I say, okay, if I don't have a coffee, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, that's very good. If I don't have a coffee, I'm going to fall asleep. Perfect. That's actually a perfect example. Bolo, do you drink a lot of coffee?
No.
No. Okay.
Never.
Never. Okay.
Never. No, never.
Right.
I prefer mate, yerba mate.
What? What's that?
Yerba mate, sí, vea.
What is that?
It's from Argentina.
Oh, I don't know what that is. What is it?
Okay, you should try.
I should. You're right. Absolutely. I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Time out. I'm very, very interested. What is it, Bolo? Is it made from like herbs or a part of a plant? Is it like a tea?
Yeah, it's like the tea, but it is harvest in South America, in the very south part, Argentina, Chile. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I want to try it. Okay. All right.
Okay.
What does it taste like?
Like tea.
Like tea. Okay.
Yeah, but it's stronger than tea. The taste.
Ah, okay. If you taste it, it will remind you of tea. Conditional. Okay, very good. Thanks, Bolo. Thanks for teaching the teacher there. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Emmanuel.
How are you, teacher?
I'm pretty good. How are you today? Good to see you.
Thank you. I'm doing well.
Okay.
My
All
day
right.
was boring.
Your day was boring.
Yeah, I did a test.
A test. All right.
Yeah.
All right. If you do well on the test, what will happen? Ooh, look, a conditional question.
Yeah, I will pass the test. I will pass the course.
Okay.
If I pass the test, I will pass the course.
Okay. If I pass the test, I will pass the course. Try it with unless. Can you make a same?
Less. Okay. I'm going to see. Okay. None. I. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I came. I came on time, on the dot, to class, unless the bus was slowing.
Okay. Hey. Emmanuel,
No,
I'm not sure about that one.
no, I don't really know how to use unless.
Okay, let's talk about that because we're here to learn English after all. Okay, taking your statement, if I pass the test, then I will pass the course. Okay, we use unless to say the same thing with a negative. So, for
Like
example, what? Well, okay.
I can say like for example, I won't pass the course unless I score a 5 or
Bravo, bravo. So you have to use the negative won't. I won't pass the test. I'm sorry. I won't pass the course unless I pass the test. Or unless I get a score of 80%, whatever. Details, but same idea. Exactly. So you have to use a negative. I won't unless.
Okay, yeah.
This condition cannot happen unless that happens. Okay. The babies won't be born unless people have sex. Hey, wait a minute. Okay. Okay. That's not true. And now there are test tubes and other exciting scientific advances and darn it all, that's not absolutely true, but okay. All right, Juan.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Can you try to give us a conditional, a real conditional, meaning something that could actually physically happen or is likely to happen?
Okay. Well, today and this night is very cold.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't use a sweater and proper clothes to be warm to keep warm, I will get very sick.
Ah, okay. That's like a mom conditional. You're going to catch your death if you don't wear a coat. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Moms use lots of conditional statements, okay? You're going to be a failure. You'll never be successful unless you go to college. Okay. If you don't go to college. Okay, I could use unless, or I can also use the negative with if. You won't be successful if you don't go to college. Thank you, Mom. For example. Okay, just really briefly, hi, Alice, and hi, Igor, and thanks for the info. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go on to our second. Well, okay, let me talk just a little bit more about conditional one. Conditional one is formed by the use of the present simple in the if clause, followed by a comma with a verb in the result clause. Okay, you're talking about cause and effect when we're talking about conditional statements, right, which I said before. Basically, what I want to show you here, you can you can sentence structure wise, you can do two things. All right, you have okay, present simple if he finishes on time in the if clause, followed by a comma with the verb. We will go to the movies. Okay, here we have a comma. We can say the same thing, different sentence structure. We can put the result first. All right, we will go to the movies. if he finishes on time. All right, very simple. As far as sentence structure goes, you can put the result first or you can put the result second. You just have the difference is you have to have a comma if you have the condition first. If the result is first, you don't need a comma. All right, hopefully you can all see that. Hopefully that's fairly simple. All right. Next type of conditionals, we call it the unreal. Surreal. No, we call it the unreal. Impossible or maybe improbable, not likely situations. It could be an impossible situation or it could be something unlikely. For example, winning the lottery, which is highly unlikely. Okay, so you're talking about an imaginary result. All right. A note, the verb to be when used in the second conditional is always conjugated as were. Well, okay. That's true. Well, unless you're using, of course, a modal. For example, our first example, if he studied more, he would pass the exam. Okay, this is an imaginary condition. The fact is, he is not studying more. He doesn't study. He parties every night. He doesn't study. So it's an imaginary condition. It's not real. If he studied more, he would pass the test. And here we're using a modal. He would pass the test if this imaginary condition were met. Okay, second example, and notice we have the comma here. Second example, I would lower taxes if I were the president. And here we have the if part. The condition is coming after the result. So notice we don't have a comma. And then here we have the verb to be conjugated as were. If I were the president, I would lower taxes. Okay. You can say it again. You can say the sentence either way. They would buy a new house if they had more money. So the imaginary condition if they had more money. Well, they don't. It's imaginary. Could happen. You know, they could win the lottery, for example. All right. So again, this is conditional 2 or the unreal condition. Okay. So Tharcisio.
Hey.
Are you, hi.
Yeah. Hi.
What would you do if you were the president?
I would travel all over the world
Okay,
for free.
but for free. For free. Many presidents get in trouble for that. Okay, but give me the conditional. You given me the result. Okay, but give me the conditional phrase. If I were the president.
If I were the president, I would travel all over the world.
Okay, that's the idea. Okay, Bolo.
Okay.
What would you
Yes,
do
tell
if
me.
you were the president?
If I were the president,
If you were the president. Yeah.
okay. If I were the president of Colombia, or if I were Colombia's president, I will change the policies about war and investment for public health.
Ooh, ambitious plan. Do you have any political plans, Bolo?
No, no, I don't have like political plans, but I have a brother who is a sociologist.
Ah, so you're well informed. Okay.
Yeah, I'm well informed.
Okay. Cool. All right. Very good. All right, and your conditional was good. All right. I liked it. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
All right.
If I were the president,
Nope. I'm gonna give you a different one. Emmanuel.
Yeah, I would. Okay.
Okay. If a tiger jumped into your bedroom right now, what would you do?
Oh yeah. If a tiger jumped in my bedroom, and I would run away.
Okay. All right. I would probably wet my pants, but if a tiger jumped into my bedroom.
Yeah. Me
Okay.
too.
Okay. Okay. Juan.
Hmm.
Okay. What if someone offered you the job of being an astronaut and going up into space? Okay. Highly improbable condition, but let's say NASA called you up and asked you to be an astronaut. What would you do?
Well, let me see because it's a tough one since I agree it's highly impossible. Um, well, I would accept it, of course, and let me see what I can do as an astronaut. Well, I would not focus too much into the programs that look for other life in space. Maybe my specialty would be to look for alternate ways of creating materials or ingredients for different medicines and focus in research for alternative ways to cure diseases.
Wow, it's like you've thought about this. It's like you think maybe they will call.
Well, not exactly. I have to confess, a fellow citizen from my country was an astronaut for NASA, and again, disclaimer: I'm not affiliated with him
Uh-huh.
or promoting anything. However, I found his research very interesting, and I know from general culture that one of his main research at NASA was that, and because of that, I did more reading, and I thought in that moment, well, if I had that opportunity or ability also in science,
Okay.
uh, I think it's a great way to do
Okay.
research.
You have thought about it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Actually, you guys can. I know this is a side thing, but in the Philippines, where I live now, for some reason, I really don't understand this, but there is the company Axe. It makes like deodorant. Uh, the Axe company is sponsoring a contest in which somebody, I don't know normal, but somebody will if from the somebody from the Philippines will get to be an astronaut. I have no idea what this is. And I have a Russian friend, and he tells me the same promotion is going on in Russia. Have you guys heard anything about this?
Yes, yes,
Really?
yes.
Oh, hi, Manny.
Hello, hello,
Uh,
hello, sir.
really?
Yes, in India too, we are seeing the same promotion in India too.
No kidding. Do you know anything about it? I think it's the craziest thing I ever heard.
Yes. They are saying that if you buy an Axe deodorant,
Yes.
so I think we have to register some a unique code from it.
Okay, a unique code. Yes.
Yes, which will be a unique code for one axe. So it depends on it. So if you register that, so from lucky draw or some kind of thing, they send us to NASA, I think.
Get out. That's
I'm not sure.
crazy.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not. I'm not doubting you. I'm just doubting the wisdom of somebody who stinks and needs a lot of deodorant going into outer space.
Costa
don't
Rica
know.
as well.
Yeah, well, I don't see how that qualifies you to go to outer space because your armpits stink. Sorry, but I don't see the logic myself. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the
So,
promotion is a trip to the space.
yeah, and apparently it's in Russia, India, Philippines. I
Costa
think
Rica.
Costa Rica as well.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have it here.
In Costa Rica there is a famous astronaut, Franklin Chan. Is a famous astronaut from the NASA, and he's from Costa Rica.
What are they going to do? What are they doing? Building a giant spaceship, and they're gonna put They're gonna put 50 or 100 very stinky guys from every country into the spaceship. Send them to Jupiter. Goodbye, guys. See you later.
Overpopulation.
Overpopulation. All right. Yes, let's send all the stinky guys away. Okay. Well, all right. I don't know. Very interesting. I really don't understand it, but okay. Bolo, do you have to go? All right, Bolo. Good night. Thank you for participating. Sorry to see you go. All right, we'll see you next time, hopefully. Okay, let's move on to our third conditional, often referred to as the past conditional. Okay, this one's the weirdest one of all, I guess. Sometimes difficult to understand. It concerns only past conditions, past situations, I'm sorry, and the results are completely hypothetical, made up. Because not only is it improbable, it's impossible. This condition never happened. It's an imaginary condition. So, of course, the results can only be hypothetical or imaginary. Okay, so, for example, if he had known that, all right, fine. If he had known that, the fact is he did not. And we cannot go back in the past. At least I don't have a time machine. I assume none of you guys do. Because we cannot possibly go back in the past, of course, this is totally impossible. If he had known that, he would have decided differently. Okay, so the result is totally imaginary. Notice the structure. He would have decided. We've got the modal would have decided. We're using the perfect tense. He would have decided differently if he had known that. All right, so it's everything about this is completely hypothetical because that's not what historically really happened. Phrasing it the other way, with the result in front, Jane would have found a new job, first phrase, if she had stayed in Boston. Now, okay. Again, have found if she had stayed. Okay, had known, had stayed. So we're using past perfect and then have decided present perfect. Notice, okay, he would have decided differently. Jane would have found a new job. Okay, we're using present perfect for the result. and we're using past perfect for the condition had stayed, the auxiliary had, and the past participle stayed. Okay, so please make note of the structure here. Again, as we have repeated over and over again here, I guess I keep repeating myself, but we can structure the sentence differently. If Alice had won the competition, okay, we can have the condition first and then the result, life would have changed. Or we can say life would have changed if Alice had won the competition. The only difference is if we have the condition first, we have a comma here. Same thing. So the conditions 1, 2, and 3, the sentence, as far as sentence structure, the tenses we use may change, but the sentence structure with a comma or no comma remains constant, is the same. Whoa. Whoa, Nadia's got like an enormous question for me. Nadia, if you want me to answer that question, you're gonna have to pay your ticket and come to class. No kidding. Okay, all right. It's Emmanuel, it's really difficult, that conditional. Yes, I would agree, because you've got past perfect tense, you've got you have to use a perfect modal with would, and you have to use present tense. Well, let's try it out. Let's talk about an imaginary past situation. Okay, Tarcisio. Tarcisio?
Okay.
Okay. Tarcisio.
Mm-hmm.
What if...
Oh, okay.
Okay. You have one? Go ahead.
Yes. If he had bought it when I said, he wouldn't have paid so much. Or, he wouldn't have paid so much if he had bought it when I said.
Okay. That, grammatically speaking, is correct. Your conditional is all good. However, in English, usually we said if he had bought it when I told him to. We would usually just use the verb told normally.
Told.
You can use said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're not correct. I'm just telling you it's more normal for English speakers to say if he had bought it when I told him to, it wouldn't have cost so much, like that, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Sounds
Okay.
more natural.
Yeah, more natural. That's exactly right. That's my point. Okay. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have one ready, or shall I give you a question?
I have one.
Okay.
If I had studied hard, I would have passed the test.
If I would have studied hard, I would have. If I had studied hard. Okay.
Yep.
The conditional past perfect. If I had studied hard, I would have passed the test. Okay, that's it. Very good. Okay, good one. Okay. Juan.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have one, or would you like me to give you a question?
Maybe give me a question, please.
All right. What would your life have been like if you had been born a millionaire? Notice my question. If you had been born rich, if your parents were extremely rich, what would your life have been like? What would your life have been like if you had been born a millionaire?
If I had been born a millionaire,
Probably no. The verb lengths.
my life
Verb lengths had
would
before.
be
I would have been improved.
is correct.
Can you? Would you mind starting over? Sorry, Monty. You just mute your microphone if you're not talking, Monty.
Yeah, fine.
Kind of confused me there. Okay, Juan, give it another try.
If I were born a millionaire, my life would be. Is that correct?
You can say it that way.
Or would? And how the what other way to?
Okay. If I had been okay, now this is interesting. Okay. If I had been born a millionaire, all right, we're putting the conditional, that's the condition, right? And we're putting it in past perfect. All right, if I had been born a millionaire, okay, now you can use present tense, or you can talk about the hypothetical result. I would have been much happier. Okay, have, not had, so present perfect. Or you could use future tense. If I had been born a millionaire, I would be living in Hong Kong. You could even use a present continuous. Okay, if you're going to use present. If I had been born a millionaire, I would be happy now. Okay, you can use present simple. So if you're going, if your everything is in the past, you have to use that same format. But you can use a past conditional to talk about where you are right now, present. You can't talk about future. It's not possible. If I had been born a millionaire, I will be happy. Makes no sense at all.
Okay.
Okay, but you can have the result in the present tense. So yeah,
Okay.
you're not wrong.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I asked because I always got that very confused.
Yeah, it is. Well,
Well,
it's confusing. Yeah.
if I had been born a millionaire, I would be living in Dubai and driving a Ferrari, a different Ferrari each day.
Wow. Sounds great. Okay. I wonder if, okay, Dubai is a huge growing city, and we all know about the fantastic hotels. I'm curious if it's very expensive to live there. I wonder where the most expensive place to live on Earth. I mean, cost of living. Okay, anyway, any opinions on that?
I'm not sure which one is the expense here. I do know that in Europe, Norway is a very, very expensive
Okay.
place to live.
Which one is more expensive? You can't say expensiver.
No,
Because
okay.
expensive is a 3-syllable adjective. So when we have 1-syllable adjectives, we can use the er. It's gray. It's grayer. It's okay. But when we have 2 syllables or more, we have to use more, most, or less, least. Okay, give me Monty. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. Do you have an example ready?
Yeah, I have
Well-
an example.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead then.
If I would have known verbling side before, then I would have been improved my English better.
Okay. If I had known, very good, past perfect. If I had known about verbling before,
Yes,
um,
I would have improved my skills better, English skills better,
I would have improved my skills,
English skills better.
English skills better. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem with that. Or if you wanted to use present tense, if I had known about verbling before, I would be a much better speaker
Yes.
now. I would be just simple present. Okay?
Okay.
Possibly. So, okay, you can do that. Notice the condition is still in the past perfect. It doesn't matter if the result is present tense or past tense. the condition is still in past perfect. Had past participle. Which you did. You got it, Ani. You got it.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on. You guys are doing very well. And if you have the conditionals document worksheet, we're going to try to do the fill in the blank exercise here. So fill in the blanks with the correct missing half of the sentence. It's going to be hard for me to screen share this because it's a lot, but hopefully you guys have the documents. Okay, we have a lot of phrases here. All right, just to show you guys what I'm looking at. Hopefully you guys have the document, but let's try this exercise. Check your understanding, fill in the blanks, correct missing half of the sentence. Phrases. You'll have to help the guest get to the whatever appropriate consulate. Oops. Okay. Oops. Do you have the worksheet, Tarcisio?
Can you repeat, please?
Do you have the document which was attached to the class description?
Yes.
Conditionals. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Looking at the exercise on the bottom. Can you start number 2?
Exercise 2. Check.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Exercise 2.
Okay.
All right. Starting with, if you take a look at the handout.
Oakley? Oakley?
Oh, likely. If you take a look at the handout. Okay, hang on.
If
Yeah,
you
I get it a lot.
If you took a look at the handout. Oh my god.
If you take a look at the handout, oh my god. You'd help me with this presentation.
Do you want me to complete it? No. I don't know.
Okay, this is weird. Okay.
You took a look at the handout.
Okay, this is. I think something's wrong with this. Okay. There's 2 different blanks. If you take a look at the handout, blank, and then the next one is blank, and then there's a period. Okay, blank. He'd help me with this. Okay. Yeah. If you take a look at the handout, so we have the conditional.
Don't know. Oh my god. Take a look at the handout.
Okay, well, look at the. You have possible answers here, right? Do you have any idea? Well, first of all, Tarcisio, you have possible answers here, and we already have. Okay. Well, let me help you. Let me guide you a little bit. All right, our first statement, and then we have a comma and a blank. Our first statement, if you take a look at the handout, comma, blank. Okay. All right, so that's our conditional. So, in other words, we can eliminate half our answers here. All the answers that start with if, we're never going to have if phrases. So, you're down to 4 possible answers. Right? If you take a look at the handout, you'll have to help the guest get to the, well, that doesn't make sense. If
I thought it was only a word, so that's why I am so confused about it.
Oh, no, okay. No. You're filling in the blank with a whole phrase, and usually
You know, because the blank is too short.
Oh, okay. I understand. No, you're filling in the blank with an entire phrase, and the phrases that you choose are either the conditional part of the phrase or the result part of the phrase, actually. So we already have the condition. If you take a look at the handout,
Okay.
what do you think?
If you took a look at the handout, you'll see what our child did, sorry, in
What?
school. If you took it, just a second, I need to read it. If you took a look at the handout, you'll see what our son did in school.
Oh, okay. Okay, there's up above, exercise 2. Do you see some phrases there?
No,
You don't?
no.
Really?
Yes, I did. Oh, okay. I gotta complete it with one of them.
With one of those phrases.
Okay. If you take a look at the handout. Okay. If you take a look at the handout, you'll find all the telephone numbers, addresses, and other necessary information.
Okay. And I apologize for being so confusing with the directions. I'm
No.
sorry about that.
It's not
Okay.
you. I
I
am a confusing person.
No, I think it's me. I was not clear. Honestly, I wasn't. Emmanuel. Emmanuel?
Yep.
Can you see the next phrase? Blank, comma, he'd help me with this. Presentation.
Yeah. Okay. If Don were here, he'd help me with this presentation.
Very good. Exactly.
Right now.
That's right. Very good. Juan, do you have the document? Juan?
Sorry, I had it in mute.
Okay.
Which page are we?
Well, we're at the bottom, looking at exercise 2. Check your understanding. We're filling in the blanks with phrases. We're still in the first paragraph. Unfortunately, well, I'll let you read it. We know I can read, or I think we know.
Okay.
Just starting here with unfortunately. Go ahead and read it until you get to the blank.
Yes.
Hello?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, teacher. The computer is a little slow.
Okay.
I'm opening the. I'm clicking on your screen,
Okay.
but it is not showing up in the main screen of the.
Okay, hang on.
Mhm.
Okay, how about now? Do you see it?
No.
Oh,
But,
okay.
in the meanwhile, I finished opening it in the
Okay.
downloading the document.
Uh-huh.
I mean, exercise 2. Check your understanding.
Right, and we're at unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today. Okay, let's get started. Today's subject is helping guests with emergency situations. We'd certainly have a worse reputation.
Blank.
Blank. This is copying that.
Yes, and the possible answers are up above. Okay, there are phrases.
Okay, we'd certainly have a worse reputation if we don't handle these situations well.
Very good. Okay. Perfect. Monty. Monty? Monty, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
You're there. You're here or you're there. Okay, Monty,
Well,
can
Yeah.
you see the next Can you take over from there?
From call the consultant immediately. From there.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's why we like to review these procedures every year. Okay. Fine.
Sure.
Sure. And from there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. 1 second.
Uh-huh.
If we did not handle the situation well, call the consultant immediately.
I don't think so because I think Juan just used that condition. So I think you're gonna have to pick a
Okay.
different.
Yeah. Fine. I got it. If a guest loses his passport, call the consultant immediately.
Okay, very good. The consulate. Do you know what a consulate is, Monty?
Yes, consulate is a particular. I mean, who deals with the passport or some kind of things.
Yeah, it's
Consulate. Yes.
yeah, it's kind of. I think of it. I don't know if it's really proper. A consulate is like a substation of an embassy. Every country has an embassy in the other country, but then they have, I don't know, substations or offices in other major cities in the country, and those are called consulates.
Consulate. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, well, thank you. Tharcisio, next one.
Okay. Mm, if the consulate isn't nearby, you'll have to help the guest get to the appropriate consulate.
Okay. You'll have to help the guest get to the appropriate. You don't have to use 8 sound. Appropriate consulate.
Appropriate.
Appropriate
Appropriate.
consulate.
Appropriate. Oh my god. Appropriate consulate.
Consulate. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, that's another aspect of English there. Those ATE endings. Actually, this is important for everybody. When it's a noun or an adjective, we underpronounce it, like appropriate, consulate. Okay, but when it's a verb, it sounds like the number 8. That's when we use the long vowel sound. Participate. We're going to participate in the game as a verb. You hear it as 8, right? So when you see that ATE ending, it has 2 pronunciations. So it's actually quite simple. When it's a verb, it has a strong pronunciation, 8. When it's a noun or an adjective, it's just appropriate consulate. Okay. Emmanuel, next one. Or just continue the reading, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. If the accent.
Okay, well, filler information here. It would be great if we had some more. Okay. All right, well, okay. If the accident is serious, okay, go ahead. You're doing the question. That's fine.
Me.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Did you hear my sentence that I?
No, one more time.
Okay.
Please.
If the accident is serious, the guest will expect us to be able to handle any situation.
Okay, I guess we'll. All right. Very good. All right, continuing. Sometimes guests need to return home unexpectedly. Okay, Juan.
Okay. Sometimes guests need to return home unexpectedly. Blank. The guest may need your help making travel arrangements, rescheduling appointments, etc. Okay, let me check it.
Mm-hmm.
if this, let me see, double check. If this happens,
Okay, very good. That's right. If this happens, the guest might need your help. Okay. Sometimes we will hear conditionals based on other information. All right. So this is fairly common to hear an expression like, if this happens, then you need to do that. Okay. Almost the way that we use a pronoun. What is this? Okay. We can use pronouns in conditionals. We're referring back to other information. The same thing that we normally do when we use pronouns. Okay, we frequently do this with conditionals as well. Okay, then last one. Do everything you can to make the situation as easy to cope with as possible if there's a problem. Money.
Yes.
Last one.
The guest will expert us to be able to handle any situation. It's our responsibility to make sure ahead of time that we can.
Ta-da. Okay. Very good. Okay.
Is that correct? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, okay.
Okay. What are these people talking about in the chat box? Okay. English. If you're going to insult each other, do it in English. It's good practice. Okay, guys? Okay. Does anybody... We've only got seconds left here. Anybody have any last questions about conditionals? Using conditionals? Any last-minute comments, suggestions, or violent reactions?
May I do something, teacher?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Do you know speak Spanish?
I have very little Spanish. I can ask for a beer, or I can ask you where is the bathroom.
Okay.
But you know what? That's all I need to know. I can eat eggs, a beer, maybe some eggs, huevos. Huevos, por favor. Okay, give me some eggs, give me some beer, cervezos. I'm good. That's all I need, eggs and beer. Okay, on that happy note, thank you very much, guys.
See you later.
And see you next time. Thanks a lot.